Hi guys, I've been lucky enough to finally get my hands on a Nell tornado coil for my Goldmaxx power. This is a coil I've been particularly interested in for quite some time now. It's a coil that's been available on a lot of machines. I've seen it in use on the Minelab E-Track because my dad uses one of those, and he has this coil on that machine. And it's been phenomenal, to be honest with you. The amount of stuff he's found with that coil, I've just been dying for it to be released onto the XP format, basically. I've looked around. It has been available on the XP for a little while. I've been looking for field tests, etc., and I found nothing. I found no one using it online for some reason. So I've took the plunge. I've bought one. I'm going to compare it directly with my XP 11-inch coil that I've sworn by for many years now. I'm going to do some in-air tests. I'm not a big fan of in-air tests. They do have a little bit of value because we can run these tests and different coils lose different amounts of depth in the ground. So if we look at what it's achieving in air and then try and look at what it actually achieves in the field, it's arguable that there's some value there. But it's going to give us an initial indication. The coil's turned up today. I just want to have a play around with it, and we'll start doing some proper field tests, proper live video footage of me detecting with it too. A little bit further down the line, crops are starting to come off now, but I'm still in a position where I don't want to be wielding this through the big stubble at the moment. But so we'll run some pretty standard run-of-the-mill detecting finds over this coil anyway. Let's find something pretty standard. I've got a little Roman here, standard detecting find. Let's see what sort of depth we get on that type of find. So let's run this over. I'm expecting it to be half decent, this big coil like this. But that's on a little Roman. It's starting to come in there. I'm going to be conservative. I mean, with headphones, I reckon I'd be getting that a lot stronger, actually. But I'm going to be conservative. Getting it there. Getting it there about 11 inches. But let's call it 10.5 inches for the sake of argument, because it was a weakish signal. I know we would get that with headphones on. Let's little Roman denarii. So let's try that. Let's just start coming in any time now, isn't it? Just there. Two-way repeatable, 11 inches. That's quite good, actually, isn't it? Quite surprised by that. Short cross penny. Short cross penny. Let's try that. And this does surprise me. 12.5 inches. Now, I would have expected to be pulling the denarii a little bit deeper than the hammered, but with it being a thicker coin, but definitely pulling that a little bit deeper. Let's move on to a bigger hammered. So, a nice big groat. Let's try that. Again, I'm going to try and be conservative here. 13.5 inches. Once again, I could just hear it coming in before that, and with headphones, got a realistic chance getting it a bit deeper. William III shilling. Let's see where that comes in. Another reasonably common find. Let's call that 12 inches. Let's go with a Roman brooch. It's a small one, slightly earlier one. not actually much metal in it, so probably not going to get it all that deep. So it's probably going to be shallower than these coins. There she is, 9 inches, which is some would say that's not that good, but it is actually a more delicate brooch than it probably looks on this video. Got a key. So again, you do see them come up from time to time. A lot of the detectorists have found a medieval key, so let's try that. $11 inches. So lead seal, quite substantial. Not the biggest one I've ever seen, but see where that comes in. Starting to get it just around that 15-inch mark. $14 Once again, trying to be conservative there. I don't want to mislead anyone. Weight. So yeah, nice little weight. It's starting to, it likes that, doesn't it? So that's 14.5 inches. And the weight. William III, sixpence this time, so slightly smaller coin. $12. So that's the same as its bigger brother. That's quite a surprise, to be honest. Let's see, we've got, yeah, cut quarter. That's a good start, isn't it? Let's go with a cut quarter. See where that comes in. So a little cut quarter. It's going to be a lot shallower, isn't it? I'm not expecting a big coil like this to be that sensitive to it, so 8 inches. Now that, to be honest, I was expecting it to be more like 5 inches, so that's pretty solid. Pretty solid, to be fair. Not so common find, but gold hammered. So yeah, gold hammered there. Let's see where we get with this. So Henry VIII, Crown of the Double Rose. Not so common, but gold hammered do come up. I've seen quite a few found. This is the only one I've ever found, but so it's actually, realistically, that's quite a strongish signal, to be honest. 15 inches on the gold hammered, and that was a shock. We'll go with I'll just out of interest just run a pound coin over for those that are interested in modern stuff. Starts coming two-way at around 13 inches, maybe 13.5 inches, but we'll call it 13. So that's a good selection of finds there to start off with, isn't it? Some surprising results there, but I think they're all pretty deep, to be fair. Yeah, I'm quietly impressed with that. I must admit, I am very, very impressed with the build quality of this coil. So it's turned up today, and I would say this coil, the build quality of this coil, it's superior to the XP 11-inch coil, which I think is a damn good coil, well made, performs very well. But this, it's in another league. It's a cheaper coil in the marketplace. It's a lot less than the XP 11-inch coil, but you wouldn't know it when it turns up. I'm very impressed. And if this turns out, I mean, we've done these in air tests. If it's remotely anywhere near, if I only lose sort of like 10-15% of depth in the field, I'll be more than happy. I'm probably going to lose more than that, to be fair, but I'm going to get out there hopefully tomorrow. I'm desperately trying, but that means this time of year, as I say, the stubble's about. I'm going to have to find a bit of pasture and give it a go. But I'll let you know how I get on. I'll see if I can do some video footage of me actually detecting live with it in the field, and hopefully we might find something. If nothing else, we'll get to see how it handles in the field, how stable it is. It does appear, I mean, just switching it on in the house, it does appear that I can use a lot more sensitivity than the standard 11-inch coil. I can run this coil well into the red on the sensitivity level, whereas when I try to do that with the 11-inch coil, it chatters all over the place. Now that's a characteristic that that mirrors its usage on the Minelab, because my dad's found that his Minelab is very stable with his Nell Tornado coil, and yes, it does at the moment appear to mirror that, which can only be a good thing. But we'll see how it does pan out. Obviously a brainwave, guys. I thought I'd just attach the 11-inch coil to my spare stem, and now we'll do the same test in air and see how it compares with the new coil. So directly comparing the two coils against each other and see how we go. So let's start off with that bronze Roman again and see where that comes in. So we're still at that sort of 10-inch mark for the bronze Roman. Denari, 11 inches, which is basically where we were before, so we're pretty like for like so far. Let's go with the brooch. Nine inches, so that's exactly the same as the Nell coil. Interestingly though, I did notice I hadn't got the coil quite positioned right before on that opening now, so I probably was going a little bit deeper with the Nell fractionally, but it's irrelevant. We'll go with the groat. "13 inches, fraction shallower maybe than the bigger coil. Short cross penny, "11.5 inches, so there is a bit of a difference there. We'll go with the William III shilling. Repeatable, 11 inches. So an inch difference between what the Nell coil achieved. That's interesting. Maybe that's because it's the thicker coins. The groat lost a little bit of depth against the Nell coil, and now that thicker William shilling has lost a little bit of depth against it. Once again, we're in the same region, exactly the same depth on the smaller William III, 11 inches. So once again, an inch difference between the two coils. The Nell just having the edge on that. We get lead seal. I'd say 13.5 inches on that. So on this occasion, half an inch difference between what the Nell coil was achieving. As I say, I did have this chart set a little bit out, and maybe the Nell coil probably was achieving just a little bit more depth than I was showing on my test, but only 1/4 of an inch or so. So not really relevant. Key. Once again, slightly thinner, you see, the key, which means it's coming in exactly where the other one, where the Nell coil came in, 11 inches. So we'll go with the weight. You see that? Thick. Now the Nell coil really loved this. But definitely a difference here. I was getting 14.5 inches on the weight, I think it was. I'm sure it was 14.5 inches. Not going to achieve 14.5 inches now. 13 inches. We'll go with the cut quarter. See where that comes in. That's at the 8-inch mark where the Nell got it, and it's not getting it. I wouldn't say I'm getting that. Bit shallower, you move to 7 inches, and I got a chance. Now for the gold. That's at 15 inches, which is where I got it with the Nell coil. We're not getting it. "13 inches there. So there is a big difference on the gold. 2 inches. You think about that. That's between me and you, that's potentially a £2 coin. And 2 inches has meant you're £2 light. And we'll try the £1 coin. There's 13 inches, which is where we were. We're scraping it. Maybe you could say maybe we got it, but 12 inches, and we're getting it. So it's a good inch shallower than with the Nell coil. I'm just going to double check that Roman bronze just to see. That's where it was coming in with the Nell. I can't remember whether I had a stronger signal with the Nell or whether it was better, but you could say we're getting that at 10. So that's interesting, isn't it? Some of these items came in exactly the same, and some of them, certainly the bigger ones, the bigger items definitely we got deeper with the Nell. But interestingly, the smallest item we got, which was that cut quarter, the Nell outperformed the Goldmaxx in air, the Goldmaxx coil in air, by an inch. So it's interesting that. I'm not quite sure what to make of that, but I can only make good things of it in favour of the Nell, really, because at no point did the 11-inch coil outperform the Nell. The Nell probably had the edge on most of the fines, and where it didn't have the edge, it matched the 11-inch coil. So first test goes pretty much in favour of the Nell. As that's all I can conclude, really. The in air, for what it's worth, the Nell definitely has an edge over the 11-inch coil.